Hi, Professor Baldwin here, and today I'm going to explain the difference between an even function and an odd function and how you can identify which you have. So an even function, f of x will be equal to f of negative x. Or if you're given the graph, it's going to be symmetric with the y-axis, meaning that if you fold it on the y, the vertical axis, it's going to look identical on both sides. An odd function, when you evaluate f of negative x, it's equivalent to negative f of x. Or, if you have a picture, it's going to be symmetric with respect to the origin. Or what that means is you can rotate it 180 degrees. You probably have a piece of paper. A lot easier for you to just flip that piece of paper or turn it 180 degrees and see if the image you have is an odd function or not. And then we have some steps to determine if it's even or odd. But first we're going to look at these graphs. Determine visually if you have an even, odd, or neither for the function. Well, first I would try to determine if I have an even function. And an even function, I'm going to look at the y-axis. If I fold my graph on this line, do I have the same image on both sides? If that is true, like it is here, it's even. Now, let's do the same for number 2. If I fold on the y-axis, this isn't the same image on both sides. So it's not even. But if you have this on paper and you turn your paper 180 degrees, you're going to see that this graph stays exactly the same. So this is an odd function. Now, let's use these steps 1 and 2 to determine if we have an even or an odd function for these examples where we're given the function notation. So we're told that f of x equals negative 3x cubed plus 2x. And we want to determine first, is it even? So for it to be even, we need to look at f of negative x. Remember what this means. We're substituting in negative x every place there's an x. So we're going to find negative 3 times negative x cubed plus 2 times negative x. And we can simplify this. So negative 3, negative x cubed will be negative 1 cubed, which is a negative. So we're going to have negative 1 and then x cubed. And 2 times negative x is negative 2x. So this simplifies to 3 times x cubed minus 2x. Now, if f of negative x equaled our original function, it would be even. So, because this does not equal f of x, we're going to say, therefore, it's not even. So now we're going to look, is this negative f of x? Negative f of x just says take a negative and put your function in parentheses. Now, distribute that. So we're finding the opposite of our function. And that simplifies to 3x cubed minus 2x. Now notice that this is identical to this, or negative f of x equals f of negative x. Therefore, this function is odd. Let's try another example. First, we're going to find f of negative x to see if it's even. So we have 1 over negative x squared. And negative x squared simplifies to x squared. This f of negative x is equal to f of x. Therefore, this function is even. Have a question or a problem you want help with? Leave it in the comments and I'll include it in one of my videos.